Hey, it's Eve. I'm live. This is Eve from Detox, the Body MCS. Gosh, there's so much light. I guess that's great to have a lot of light. Let me watch off my screen. Nobody's here. Yeah, I'm going to be going live at different times so that people in different time zones and with different schedules can come in. And so everybody's free to ask any question they want. Let me turn this down. It's a little bit bright. Now I can see all the different lights. Blue light, not so great. Off, on. All right. You know, I didn't make videos for a long time because I started getting very self-conscious. So when I started making my videos, you know, a lot younger. Anyway, enough about that. I'm the author of Detox with Ease. This is my book. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on the link below. This is a very short book. It's 90 pages. It's very concise. It's not like the Detox Bible, which I've always been meaning to write but have not yet. It is just a very basic overview of all the different categories and ways to detox, with a lot of helpful tips on the major ways we get toxins in our bodies. And there's a few kind of high-powered detox tips for people that, you know, want to do coffee enemas or saunas, stuff like that. I don't know if I put vitamin C flushes in there. There's not a lot of that stuff. It's mostly how to cut down on toxins in your life. I'm super tired. I'm drinking this green tea with chaga mushroom. Mostly, you know, when I was sick and I was healing, I took a lot of supplements, but now I don't. I only take a few, and then I do a lot of superfoods. Sometimes when you're tired, you don't need coffee. You just need some kind of nutrient, you know, to give you energy. I think I'll drink this since nobody's here. I live in Washington, D.C., on Meridian Hill Park. That's the park. It's a beautiful day here. So if you're watching this later, you can just fast forward until I start actually talking. I'm going to drink this tea. I'm so thirsty. So some people tell me also I have a calming voice, you know, reassuring voice, or a kind voice. I mean, if I'm in a good mood. So some videos, there's people that I listen to that I just like the sound of their voice, you know, and it's very relaxing and comforting to have in the atmosphere. Wow. I'm very excited about launching this Facebook Live, though. I mean, YouTube Live. I think it's going to work out great. Some people talk for an hour a day. Some people have shows where they talk for 3 hours. They just go on and answer questions. But I think as long as people show up, then we'll answer questions. And I really want you to share it with your friends, because if I go into all of the chemical sensitivity groups, it'll seem like I'm spamming and trying to sell my stuff, which I'm willing to do a little bit, but it's not very effective. So, you know, if you can, like, hey, there's this, you know, woman, she healed her chemical sensitivity and she knows everything about detox, whatever groups you're into, you know, especially chemical sensitivity, especially because that's my specialty. So if you can, and I do speak Spanish. I'm very interested in si tú hablas español y vienes acá, me puedes hacer una pregunta en español y yo te contesto en español. You bring your Spanish friends and they want to put a question in Spanish, I can answer in Spanish. You know, if we get a lot of Spanish, then we'll do a separate show. Because I know they have a lot of groups too. And actually it was a little hard for me even just joining these groups, because I did start a new Facebook page and I'm joining the groups, and people are pretty rough out there. They're like, why do you want to join this group? You're going to be, you won't be accepted if you do this, this, and this. Like, sometimes being very defensive is a part of having chemical sensitivity. I know I'm very defensive. I can be like so unpleasant. And I mean, it's something to work on all the time because it's the fight or flight response. Fight or flight. I tend to be a fight, you know. Some people are flight. I'm a fight, you know. So if something, even when chemicals would they trigger the stress response. When you are going into a room and you smell some kind of paint or chemicals or something, your body, even if you don't notice it, even if you don't have chemical sensitivity, your body goes on the alert, like, what's that? What's that foreign substance? Trying to always scan for danger. So a lot of chemical sensitivity is like constantly being triggered in your fight or flight response. And oh my gosh, it's rough. So sometimes we can be a difficult group, including myself. But yeah, some people, I mean, it's a lot of my goal is not to be defensive, to be relaxed, to be open. I mean, actually, I think a lot of the healing of the illness comes in working on those things. You're calming your nervous system. I have a very sensitive nervous system, very sensitive. Like that's why I can get, if I have too much electricity without grounding, or if somebody around me has real strong emotions, or you know, I can just pick up on other people's emotions because I have my alert system is very strong. I'm also sensitive to colors. I can see so many colors and hear things. But smelling, of course, is my forte. I don't know if any of you are called the sniffer. That was my nickname, the sniffer. Still is. I can smell, like, when you have chemical sensitivity, your sense of smell is 100 to 1,000 times stronger than the average person. That is a lot. I know mine was 1,000. Like, I could literally smell somebody's perfume if they were in their car with the windows rolled up and I was on the sidewalk. Like literally one time I went to visit my parents and they didn't have anything in the house, but they had one bar of Dove soap in the bathroom. It was a small apartment that they had up in New York. And so I had to put the Dove soap like in plastic and keep the bathroom door shut. And still it bothered me, you know. So you just are hyper sensitive. Your whole nervous system is on the hyper alert. When you have the kind of chemical sensitivity like I did, some people have different types, you know, rashes and different other kind of reactions. But a lot of mine had to do with my nervous system and my lungs. And I would just get super irritable and I would just get in the fight or flight, like I got to get out of here, I'm being poisoned, you know. And drink some more tea. Yeah, this is weird because I'm actually just watching myself. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see that well, but. So I know so much about detox. Like, actually, one of my friends was showing up yesterday with diabetes. He's overweight, and he has on this intense laundry detergent. And I was just trying to be like, hey, your laundry detergent's neurotoxic. You need to change it. When you don't have chemical sensitivity, you can say stuff like that. When you actually have chemical sensitivity, it's always like, it always goes wrong. You know, but this is a friend that I could say it to. And he's like, really? He didn't really believe me, but I know in a few years, people won't be using that. I said that yesterday, and then I ran into him because people are less and less smelling like that. Or else I can only perceive it less and less, unless it's like the super strong stuff. I don't notice it, but it was tied. I was like, oh, tell your wife, change the laundry detergent, bring another one home, go to Whole Foods, get something there, throw that stuff away. It does cause erectile dysfunction. I did mention that because I didn't say it that way. I said, you know, sexual dysfunction because. So a lot of these things, one of the categories in my book is estrogen mimickers and hormone disruptors. We were talking a little bit about hormones yesterday. And so a lot of reason why a lot of people are much fatter now is not just because we eat a lot more. I think we maybe don't eat that much more, who knows. but that we have all these estrogenated foods, pesticides, in the dairy, in the milk, and in our drinking water from the tap. There is a lot of estrogen or estrogen mimicking compounds. So if you're a man and you want to, you know, get ready to have sex, you do not want to have a bunch of estrogen in your body. And also, maybe that's why they're like whining more than they used to. I shouldn't say that, but I have noticed. So especially a man needs to really keep his stuff clean, you know, his system free of these estrogen mimickers. And a woman as well, I think it's a lot of the reason why so many women have fibroids, endometriosis, breast cancer, cervical cancer. These are all issues of the sexual organs. And then for the male, it's prostate cancer. I do like to be a bit of a pain. And so whenever I see like the people out once a year doing the breast cancer awareness thing, you know, did you get your mammogram? I always ask them, I was like, hey, do you know what an estrogen mimicker is? No. You know, try to let them know, because certainly it's something to look at. I am no doctor. I'm no scientist, but I think when you're doing a lot of altering to the natural hormones in the body, and then, you know, people are having a lot of problems with it, could be connected. So detox those toxins. Like I wouldn't eat, I don't know. I haven't for years and years eaten cheese or any kind of meat that has any kind of animal raised with hormones. I mean, every now and again at a party or something. But to really try to avoid anything that's going to unnecessarily alter my body in an unfavorable way. I'm alive. Let me finish my tea. Takes a lot of courage to do this. I need to go and read the comments from my videos. One of my friends read them and she said there's a lot of nice comments from my earlier videos. You know, when I started, I was so afraid. I'm really a very shy person. So I used to be afraid, you know, all the mean things that people would say. So I never really read the comments. But I'm going to go through. I'm going to answer people, you know, say hello. And now I'm just going to be available as much as you want. Let me tell you about my program. I have so many programs. So every morning from 8 to 9 New York City time, Washington, D.C. time, I do 1 hour of yoga, but it's two separate. One's a half an hour of Kundalini yoga, and then it's a half an hour of like vinyasa or hatha. And I'm going to start early, easy, mostly because I haven't been doing yoga for a while myself. Did get some serious injuries in February. The first part is 17 minutes seated. Like that's what I used to do when I was recovering. I did this exact same yoga that we will do. It's like called Gurmukh Awaken. You can do it by yourself at home, or you can come do it with me. Probably be more fun. But you're seated and you do movements like this. Like you're not exerting yourself. There's nothing that's really too hard. The second part is a little bit harder. You actually stand up, but by the time you've completed the first part, your body has so much more energy that you really feel like getting up and doing the other stuff. So you kind of start off lazy. So there's really no excuse. You know, you have back problems, you can't stand up, you can't do this. I mean, you can do the smallest thing. Like you can always alter and adjust the pose to fit your body. Like if we're moving like this, you know, a lot back and forth, you can just do a tiny bit. And if that tiny bit is stretching and moving your body, it's going to be extremely helpful. So if you really followed me for a while, you know my takeaway is really the mind-body stuff is what's really going to heal you and transform you into that person that isn't going to get sick again or isn't going to get something else. Like sometimes what if you healed one thing and then you just end up getting something else, you know, because you know, our organism is our emotions, our nervous system, all this stuff. So we really, you know, our mind, our environment, our job, our relationships, like it's all important. So for me, just doing this yoga, and I just did the yoga so I could slow down enough to breathe, because I was a very shallow breather, very stressed out, like really always stressed my whole life, but really even then super stressed because, you know, you wake up not feeling good, and so like, you know, if you have some kind of illness, it could be like a whole day, you know, of one thing or another. And it's scary. You get scared when you're sick. You know, you're like, oh my God, I'm sick. I have an incurable illness. Ah. It's very stressful. And it takes so much time, you know. So I actually decided, you know, that I was going to get well. So I decided to take that time and do what I had to do. And I knew I had to do some yoga. I know I had to learn how to breathe. I know knew how to meditate, but I couldn't just sit and meditate. Like, my mind was raced so fast. There was no, I was just going to sit down and meditate. But I would do the yoga just so I could calm down enough to do the meditation. And then back then, we just do like visualization and self-hypnosis, guided stuff. Now we do all kinds of different meditations. And I do silent one, 15 minutes most days. And I'm still terrible at it. My mind wanders most of the time, but I notice a huge difference. I do this listening meditation that's suggested by Abraham Hicks. And it's very interesting because I had stopped doing it for a few months. And then I recently started doing it again like a month ago. And when you do the listening meditation, all of a sudden you can hear things in people's voice. Like, it's very interesting. People don't even have to tell you anything. You can just hear their voice so well. You can hear, are they high? Are they low? Really how they're feeling. Detox. Yeah, I did coffee enemas every day for a year or two. Not every day, but most days. Well, you know, if you have chemical sensitivity or any kind of toxic state, any rash, any asthma, if you do that coffee enema, you actually feel better immediately. So I would do it, and sometimes it would take me a really long time to feel better. One day I will talk about my system and what I did. What I want to do is like do all the different subjects, because there's so many subjects to cover. And just like we'll do a whole day on like enemas, how to do it. But I would just do it until I felt better. And sometimes it took a while. And you know, besides the detox of the coffee enema, oh my God, there's so much mushroom powder in here. Besides that, you know, there's gut healing. Gut healing is essential for anyone with any kind of illness, including depression or anxiety. You know, there are more neurons in the gut. I won't say more. There are many neurons in the gut. So they call your heart the second brain, but they also call your gut your second brain. So it takes a really long time. So we've just been eating, like, I always ate health food, but I'm pretty sure that GMOs are not good for the gut. I stopped eating wheat at one point. I read this book. I did a review on it. You can watch the video. And I actually stopped it. I didn't think anything would change. I just thought, oh, this is kind of silly. I eat so healthy. It's not going to make a difference. But I never went back to eating wheat, because when I would go back to eating it, I would swell up so huge or get a stomach ache. Not with eating a little bit, but if I ate a couple times in a row, or if I ate a big pizza or something, I would be in pain and my stomach would just be like, poof. So I do believe that the kind of wheat that we have these days is irritating to the human digestive system. I know so many people with digestive system disorders and problems. A lot of people are very sick. I mean, a lot of people close to me have gotten very sick with that. Bleeding, ulcerative colitis, and this one, my ex-brother-in-law has, it's called C. cliff or something, but it's like the very bad digestive system issue. So back to chemical sensitivity, you know, sometimes you don't know is there a cause or an effect, because I last year was dealing with H. pylori. I was diagnosed with this H. pylori. I'm not sure. Maybe I had it for 15, 20 years. It just had gotten worse, and really had gotten worse last year. It was very hard to get rid of. Finally, I got rid of it, thank God. But you know, a lot of these things that degrade the gut lining and cause leaky gut cause so many illnesses, not just chemical sensitivity, but you know, you're getting a lot of toxins are passing through your intestines into your bloodstream. So I mean, I feel like pretty much everyone who has chemical sensitivity, probably, you know, 90% has leaky gut, if not more. And you know, it's your food isn't properly being digested. Like when I would do all of my self-diagnosing on the internet, I'd be like, oh, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have a tapeworm, like everything I had. Oh, I have this, you know, emotional disorder, that one, the other one. And then I realized it's because you do, like, once one thing goes wrong in your body, lots of other things are going wrong too. And so, like, say when I read about tapeworm, I was like, oh, I have all of those symptoms, except for getting really skinny. But, you know, it's because the tapeworm is eating your food. So I wasn't getting nutrition, even though I always ate whole foods, you know, even before I got sick. I organic, you know, all this stuff. But I was like a person who wasn't that nourished. I was like tired, lethargic, and all the other things. I just didn't have well-being, you know, because I wasn't getting nutrition from my food. That's why I think you need a lot of supplements maybe in the beginning, because your body's depleted. And yeah, pump it up full of stuff. And then after a while, my theory is not to keep pumping it. You know, you can overpump. My acupuncturist kind of got me into, you know, letting the body do its own work, because you are changing your body chemistry when you're pumping it full of supplements. So you don't want to mess it up too much. And there's plenty of foods that your body knows which nutrients to take from the foods. Oh, nobody came today. What time is it? I have to go soon. I'm going out. Oh. All right, when do I still have like 15 more minutes? Okay, I could talk about health all day. Smash the likes, hit on there, subscribe, and then hit all, and then that way you'll get a notification when my live comes up. I'm going to try to plan it and post it, although, you know, I can't promise that I will be doing it at the exact time, but I'll try. And also, if you'd like, you can either email me at grandprismatica@gmail.com. That's like grand, G-R-A-N-D, Prismatica, Prismatica, @gmail.com. Just shoot me an email to get on my mailing list, because frankly, any day I could be taken off of YouTube for talking about health. So there is a lot of censorship going on out there. A lot of people get their channels taken down. So I will probably migrate to doing my live streams on my website, and then just put them up afterwards on YouTube. And that's why you didn't see me talking too much about the recent health issues out there, because even on my regular Facebook, I just said that vitamin C was very helpful for reducing viruses in the body, viral load. I mean, Linus Pauling got a Nobel Prize for that, but it got taken down, so I got scared. I've always been a little careful and a little afraid of, you know, these people back when everybody was like all upset about Monsanto. I never would write the word, but sometimes I would put it in a meme, but that was before the bots could find all the words in the memes, you know, like back then the bots couldn't read what your meme said. So I would put stuff in there. But I'm definitely like a non-GMO person, by the way. I really Why if you don't have to eat that, why? I mean, if you do have to eat it, it's fine. I have this neighbor. She's a great-great-grandmother. She's 95. She smokes. She drinks 2 huge glasses of wine. I mean, literally, I had a glass of wine with her. She eats food out of a can, you know, corned beef hash, whatever. And she's always smiling. She's always happy. She's so healthy, you know, so it just depends on who you are. Like, I admire her. She could eat anything, but I'm not like that. I'm a very delicate, sensitive person. If you're watching this, you probably are one of those too. So many times throughout my life, I try to just eat like normal people. And I just never could feel good doing that. Let me read something from my book. Let's see. I have also a link to my Juve red light, which you can see in the background. Maybe. There it is. I think that the red light is about the most amazing healing modality that exists. I was well already when I got my red light, so I don't know what it's like with chemical sensitivity, but I think that it would actually heal it. And I did have a very bad concussion, very bad brain injury and back injury in February. I also credit this red light plus Wim Hof breathing to help me come back. The red light is FDA approved. There's been studies on this thing for more than 30 years by Harvard and the NIH. It does amazing things. It actually puts energy in your body. I think it was the final thing that made me like never be depressed. Like, I used to just be depressed by like just how I was since I was like 12 years old. Just kind of, you know, I always had to drag myself off the couch. And so even before I got my red light, I really wasn't depressed like that anymore. I didn't lay on the couch, but sometimes I would get a little tired. And then I would just put the red light like in the bed next to me and turn it on. And then within about 15 minutes, maybe less, you feel great. Like, all of a sudden you're smiling, you want to go out, you want to do something. And so this device actually puts energy in your body, ATP. Creates ATP, which is when we get the sun gives ATP, you know, gives energy to the food. We eat the food and our body converts to ATP. So it gives you energy, number one. It regenerates collagen. I actually got the red light because I was having some issues with my knees, which it cured in 2 weeks, and I've never had any other issues or any other joints or anything like that until my back got injured, but it doesn't hurt anymore. It reverses Alzheimer's. So, you know, when things reverse Alzheimer's, you can read NIH studies. What that tells me is that it's very good for your brain, and especially, you know, any kind of illness, especially depression, anxiety, chemical sensitivity, Lyme disease, chronic fatigue. You know, we need energy in our brain. We need our brain to be firing better. So I've actually gotten about very much smarter in the last couple of years. I don't know if it's a red light therapy or this basis serotonins NAD thing that I was taking, but for many years, since I was 25, I smoked a lot of marijuana and stuff back then, drank a lot. And I couldn't remember like 3 numbers. Like, if you told me 3 numbers, I wouldn't be able to remember, you know, a minute later or 30 seconds. But now I could remember like 10 numbers. Even after the concussion, I still could remember numbers, thank God. And I voluntarily learned algebra last year, and I understood it really well. I'm very much into blockchain and crypto and finance, things that I was never into before. I'm pretty sure it's the red light. Wim Hof breathing, also amazing. But it's just phenomenal. What else does the red light do? So since it's putting energy in your body, it's good for your muscles. Like anyone who has fibromyalgia, any kind of skin problems, like it rejuvenates the skin. You can pay like $80 a pop to go to the dermatologist and have them put it on your face. They use it for hair regrowth. They use it for lymphoma, so it drains the lymphatic system. So also is proven healing for lymphoma, cancer. it's just amazing, and it feels really good, and it gives you energy, and you know, it's good for the joints, you know, because it generates collagen. So that's what's in our joints. Collagen is also what's in our brain. So get the red light. This one here is kind of expensive, but they do plans. I just paid monthly for a year, and definitely best investment ever, 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 because something that makes you feel good is invaluable. Something that gives you energy, like now I have energy to make money to buy another one, you know. But they do have small ones, and there are other brands, but the thing is that you need it to be a certain wavelength and a certain strength. Like there's a thing joules and there's a thing frequency, so you need both of those. So you can click on my link. I get a small commission, and also I'll do like a free 15-minute consulting with you if you do end up getting one. They tell you how to use it. It's very simple. They say to hang it from the door, but I don't. I sit in front of mine and do yoga. I do meditation. I eat breakfast, or you know, whatever I'm going to do. Let's see what else. Let's see. Wow, emotional toxins. I really thought about this a lot this week. I'll have to reread my chapter, but so now I'll notice, like healing doesn't ever stop for me. I'm always getting more healed. I'm always feeling better and better, and I'm always expanding. So even though say I don't have chemical sensitivity, I'm always on that path. So now I'm on like the superhuman path, the athletic path. I was a very strong athlete when I got injured in February, and hope to get back there again. And still, you know, pretty good compared to most people. So now I'm just into like feeling good all the time. But you will notice even the emotions, you know, if you start brooding on something, or if there's a person that upsets you and you're thinking about that, you can really drain your energy right out of you. And a lot of illness is just like we don't have enough energy. That's why the red light's so good. It gives you energy. Like we need more energy. The more energy we have, then our body is going to be fighting off whatever illness. Our body's going to be metabolizing our toxins. Our body's going to be like working in so much a better way, you know. But once it gets tired, sluggish, you know, all the systems slow down, and so you know, energy is really very important. So I did notice that emotional toxins really can be very draining. Yeah, especially when I was sick, I noticed. I had one friend that we're still friends, but we don't argue like that anymore. He would like start arguing with me, and I would get a pain right there, which now I think was probably H. pylori. But because when it returned in the last year, it was worse, and it was over here. But anytime I'll get stressed out or use my phone too much electronics, I would get a lot of pain in there. So I was just like, you know, I can't do this anymore. It's hurting my body, you know. We get real symptoms. Okay, I think I'm going to stop early. I'm very sleepy, as you can tell. I woke up really early today. I didn't sleep too much. I'm so excited. I got so much going on, and I know there's not many people saying that right now, but that's my life, you know? Like, especially if you have chemical sensitivity, you know, you're like, yeah, I didn't go out for years. Like, this is nothing. I do go out there all the time. I live right on the park, so this is the most social place in the world, just right in front of where I live. And some people can get angry about going outside and socializing, but I just couldn't stay home alone. I stayed home alone all February. I had a concussion. I was completely non-functionable. And so, you know, so all I could do is like to get myself to the doctor. So anyway, I want you to come. I want to bring your questions. You can bring any questions. If you want to donate. There's my Cash App below, my Venmo. I'm going to get my PayPal. for my company. I have a company called Grand Prismatica. Oh, Monday, I'm doing a free question and answers webinar on this book that I co-created with a business author. It's called The 60-Minute Startup, which is an amazing, it's everything you need to start a business in 1 hour a day in 30 days. Really, it might take longer than that. It's a little optimistic, but it's like how it covers everything in business. I've been in business for a long time, but I had a few things missing, important details, and that book covers them. So I'm going to do a question and answer, and then I'm going to have a private mastermind group so that we can work on this together. And this is an amazing time to start a business. The world's totally changed. Like persons like myself can do this live stream, even though there's nobody here today. A year ago, this wouldn't be possible. Like people were not, I mean, you could have done it, but it would be a lot less received because people just still had not really connected with technology. How to do Zoom meetings. I've been doing Skype yoga for like more than 10 years. That's one of my programs every single day, Skype yoga. That's what I was saying. I get sidetracked on the Kundalini. For 1 hour, you can even just do the 17 minutes and leave, or you can do a half an hour of the Kundalini and then another half an hour of the Vinyasa, or you could just come for the Vinyasa. I'm going to offer it for free for 1 month. So even though there's a price on there, I'm going to put the link in later, but just go to meetup.com, Washington, D.C. I think I need to send the meetup link. There's a meetup link on my Facebook. I will try to do it. Yeah. Come to my programs. They also will heal you. It's how I heal myself. And if you want to do private, sometimes I have private clients where you do a little yoga, a little meditation, little bit of coaching. I'm a very pretty amazing intuitive coach. I can really feel a lot of things about people. Sometimes I just do the intuitive coaching part. A lot of us with chemical sensitivity, we are just sensitive. And so we see things, we smell things, we know things that other people aren't perceiving, you know. It seems so obvious to us. Like, wow, you know. So I get into a lot of the intuitive and also, you know, being able to maybe get some of the major blockages or the major issues going in a good way. Yeah. So my other program's every day at noon. It says 11:30 now, but I'm changing it to noon. I'm going to start back. This one's paid. It's $40 a month. We do Wim Hof breathing, and then we do 8-minute abs, and then we do arm exercises. The good thing about doing it online is you can cheat. I'm not going to be watching you in the little square, like, are you doing your arms? And then when we do the arms and the legs, we chit-chat. We do the abs, it's a little bit harder to chit-chat. We do Wim Hof breathing, we don't chit-chat. But Wim Hof breathing, just go Google it, look up Iceman Wim Hof. It's also very life-changing, and I have kind of slacked off. That's why I'm making the program. I did it every day for a year, and I know when I get those injuries, it's saving me because it brings a lot of oxygen into your body. So these are, you know, in the long run, you know, you can talk about all kinds of genetic problems, this problem, you have that problem, you know, we got all these problems, but in the end, as long as you have like good oxygen, good metabolism, good energy in your body is going to heal whatever is wrong with it. In most cases, that's what I believe as a non-medical human being. You know, it's that you got to get all that energy. You got to get the body in a healing state. Once you get going better and better, you get better and better. Once, like when you're in this dying state, like you get worse and worse. Like when I was chemical sensitive, like I was just getting worse and worse. I did everything I could to detox. I did everything for like a year, and it still was getting worse. Even though I was very determined to get well, there was a few minutes where I was like, wow, I'm dying, you know. Then I got more fierce, you know. Then I got like, you know what? I'm going to try to stop being nice, try to stop being polite. I'm just not going to ever go out anymore. You know, I'm just going to sit home and meditate or go walk in the woods and do the grounding and the earthing, which was amazing for my healing. And it worked out fine. You know, one day I did turn a corner, but you got to turn that corner. Like once you're turning the corner, you know, everything is just better and better. But turning, you know, getting sicker and sicker is so scary and awful. All right, I hope you listened to this. Please hit like. Don't hit don't like. If you don't like, just shoot me a message why you didn't like it. Well, not that I really care. I mean, unless it's constructive criticism. I know I will be studying myself. I know I need to speak clearer and all that other stuff. But, you know, when you start something, you know, you're generally not good at it at first. So I listened to my video yesterday. I didn't think it was that bad. That's my alarm. That means I gotta go. Be well. Get the book. Get the juice. Try to find my meetups. I'll put them, and I'm going to try to come tomorrow. You know, I had so much fun when people showed up yesterday, and I have a lot of information. So loud everywhere. That includes, I want to talk about depression. I want to talk about anxiety. I want to talk about weight loss. I want to talk about everything. All right. Blessings and love to you.